Warning, what you are about to see is going to change your perception of every private search engine and every private browser out there. Let's start first. We're going to show you we're using the Brave browser, the most private browser out there, and they block cookies and trackers. So we're private when we browse. Next, we're going to go to DuckDuckGo. It is the best private search engine according to the public. Now, when we use a private search engine, we're going to search for something probably embarrassing. We don't want anyone to know. So that's our private search. Now, we're going to look at here the results. Forget the ads. We're going to go to the top search result. Before we click on that, it shows here diagnosis and treatment from Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic, very reputable company, very reputable site. Now, before we click on that, we're going to right-click on the link. We're going to copy the link address. Now, we're going to go to this site, pagexray.fluanalytics.com, a fantastic site that will show you the trackers and the ads before you visit the site or without ever having to go to the site. So we copied that link now. Remember, we copied the Mayo Clinic link. We're going to put that here on Page X-Ray. This is going to scan the site, and you can see here 162 trackers on that site. But we used a private search engine, and we're using a private browser, right? So we think we're going to be probably pretty private here, right? We're trying to avoid BigTech and Google from knowing what we search for. That's the ultimate goal with a private browser and a private search engine, right? But you look here, you can see right off the bat, Google Syndicate, Google Tag, Google Analytics, YouTube. These are all trackers of Google. Double click, Google, Google Syndicate, Google Syndication, Google Syndicate. All of these are Google trackers. So you used a private browser, Brave, you went to a private search engine, DuckDuckGo, did your private search. What happens when you click on that link and you go to the Mayo Clinic? Google knows it's you. So what was the point of using a private search engine? Google can still tell you came from DuckDuckGo. I know, you're going to say, but I'm using the Brave browser and it blocks all the trackers. Well, let's just see. 162 tracking requests, okay? That's a big number, 162. Let's go back to DuckDuckGo, and we're going to click on the Mayo Clinic. Now watch. 162 trackers, right? How many did Brave block? 2. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. If you look and see what trackers they blocked, you'll notice there is no Google in here. Google trackers were not blocked. So we used a private browser, a private search engine, did our embarrassing search, and what happened? Google still saw us when we went on that site. They were still able to identify us. What is the point of using a private search engine if Google can still see you when you visit the site? There isn't. Now, we're going to show you even something even more scary. When we go to our C drive, our computer, and we click in here, our users, this is my computer, app data, local, Brave software, Brave browser, user data, default, and look at what we have in here. We have web data, cookies, all of this is in here. All of our browsing is in here. So, history. Were we really private? No. A private search engine does not keep you private from big tech and Google. The only way to do that is to use TraceFree. TraceFree is a browser that runs on a cloud, a server in the cloud. The server interacts with that site. So Google tracks our server instead of your computer. The way it works now, when you browse using a private browser like Brave and a private search engine like DuckDuckGo, Google is able to tell, hey, that's Sally Smith from Pittsburgh. We know who she is. But when you use TraceFree, Google sees, oh, that's a cloud provider computer somewhere in the United States. They cannot identify you or your location or your computer. That is why TraceFree is the best private search engine.